Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Emma and I've done a series of videos to share my experience of our adoption and foster to adopt, to be able to support others who are going through the process, and also to raise more awareness of adoption in the UK. I've currently got a cold, so if I sound really nasally or sniff a lot, I'm really sorry. Or if I cough, I'm so sorry. So the aim of the video today is to talk about how we prepared an older sibling for the arrival of a second sibling to join the house. So if you've already subscribed to us, thank you so much for subscribing, all your comments and all your support that you've given us. If you haven't subscribed and you're interested to know more about our adoption experiences, then please subscribe to us. Please join the Adams family. Hit the little notification bell. I don't routinely upload because of a busy life, a busy family life. So hit that notification bell and you'll be able to see when a new video comes out. And please give us a thumbs up and any comments if you enjoyed our videos. If you'd like to know more about anything, if you want me to share anything else, I do try and share the low parts, the negatives as well as the highs. Also, Emma Adams Vlogs is on Instagram, Emma Adams 79, and then I post a lot of our we get up to as a family on there. So if you can feel free to message me through Instagram as well. So how did we prepare an older sibling? So I've got an older brother and my husband's got a younger sister. So we always knew from the first time we started the adoption process that we would eventually be looking for a younger sibling for our oldest daughter, because we felt we wanted to give our daughter this kind of the same childhood experiences as what we both experienced, and part of those experiences was for her to experience having another sibling. So obviously we was already known to our agency and already approved adopters with our agency. So we went back to our agency, requested the same social worker because we already had a good relationship and rapport with our social worker, and we were very lucky to get our same social worker back. So for us, it just felt like we picked up where we left off rather than trying to start again, getting to know somebody afresh. I think that was really important to us as well, because we did recognise that looking and introducing another sibling into the family unit would change the family dynamics. And we wanted our oldest daughter to have least amount of disruption as possible. And she already knew our social worker. So to us it was a no-brainer really. We needed our social worker because she also knew him. So once we found a profile that we liked and wanted to be linked with, it's really important for us to have a chat with our oldest daughter. She was 6 at the time, so she's very strong-minded. She knows her own mind. And for us, we wanted to make sure she was fully happy and on board before we proceeded with anything. So once we found, we found a profile of a younger girl, about 2 years old, and we felt very strongly about how she could fit within our family, how we could meet her needs, and most importantly, how we thought our oldest child and her could fit together and interact. We liked the age gap as well. So we sat down and spoke to our daughter really. Well, talked to her more when we was playing really. So she was super excited about having another sibling, because she's obviously by 6 she was at school, so she knew her friends had younger brothers or sisters. Some of them had younger baby brothers and sisters, so obviously she's talking to her friends and stuff. So she was super excited. But for her, she said she wanted a little girl, a little sister, She didn't want a screamer baby one, and she wanted someone she could play with. So we felt with an age gap of 4.5 years, that would probably meet her wish list, really. So we told her a little bit about the profile, not a lot though, but we did decide to show her a photograph. Oh, and I tell you, my heart just absolutely melted when I showed her that photograph. She was very happy, very smiling, and she said, "Oh, she said, oh, she's very beautiful, and I want her to be my sister." Oh, I tell you, it was really difficult not to cry. So for us, we felt that was a good affirmation, really. Our oldest daughter was happy, and it kind of confirmed what we felt, really. So once we went ahead and we got linked with our second daughter, then we did start talking more to our oldest daughter about what it's like, what we thought it was going to be like having someone come in and live with us, somebody different, how that would change the family dynamics. Also, we told our older one she'd have to share mummy's and daddy's attention. There'd be like toy sharing, things like that, really. But also told her about some of the positives about having somebody to play with, and things like that. So yeah, she was super excited. We had a really long introduction with our second daughter because we had to meet her needs at her pace. So there was a lot of talking about getting our second child, but our oldest child hadn't, apart from the profile and heard what we spoken about, she hadn't met her before. So surprisingly to us, our oldest child did have some worries and anxieties about what it was going to be like having a sibling, a little sister, but she hadn't really communicated any of that to us. She was telling us everything what we wanted to hear, all the good bits and all the positive things, but kept her worries to herself. And then she started to have some out of character problems at school. And they started literally within about 2 weeks of us talking about somebody who was going to move in with us. So it was quite easy, really, to kind of pinpoint why she was having these problems. So we was very open with the school, and they were absolutely fantastic. I had a lovely lady at the school. She's not a counsellor, but that's what we call her, who spoke to my oldest daughter and just helped to support us, to help teach her about what it's going to be like having a younger sibling, and what mummy has to do, what she's got to do, what the role of big sister is, and talk to her more about adoption and understanding and stuff. So she was really happy about that, and she settled down very quickly. When it came to the time of our oldest daughter meeting our younger daughter, because obviously we'd been matched by this time, and I had some regular once-a-week play dates with her. We was getting on really fine. So we decided her oldest daughter could meet her for the first time. Foster carers were brilliant, and they had their own older children. So we decided to meet at neutral ground somewhere in a soft play area, to just try and take the anxieties and the emphasis off everybody, really. And her oldest daughter could interact with her younger daughter if she wanted to, or she could go off and play, whatever. Really, it was just try and keep it relaxed and no pressure. She chose one of her soft toys for her new sister to give her as a special gift. She also helped us make a little photograph album. There was a photograph of like mummy, daddy, the pet cat, aunties, uncles, grandparents, that sort of thing. This is your big sister. So our oldest daughter absolutely loved helping to make that and do that, and she was very pleased and proud to be presenting the photograph album and the toy to our new little sister. We was allowed to take some photographs of that, so that day it was absolutely very special for me. I had some really held some really special memories, seeing them both meeting each other, interacting and stuff, and it looked like they actually did like each other really. Yeah, it was really, really special. And then since our oldest daughter met the younger one, a lot of her anxieties and worries had gone really, because I think she'd met her. And oh, my heart absolutely melts, because after that first play date we got in the car and I asked her what she thought, and my oldest daughter said, "Mummy, she's lovely, she's just what I wanted." Oh, I'll tell you, it was a lovely moment there. Along the way as well, in between her meeting her new little sister moving in, we got our older one involved with decorating the new bedroom and stuff, and we moved our oldest daughter into a bigger bedroom to make her feel important, like she was a big girl, you know, going to be the big sister and stuff. And she helped decorate the old bedroom for her little sister, so that was really good. And also in the time between our oldest daughter meeting our youngest daughter and our youngest daughter moving in, we decided to do a lot of family activities that we couldn't do once we had a younger child move in with us. And we had like a special family holiday. Again, it was a family holiday that we couldn't necessarily do as easily with a younger child. And, you know, I made quite a big thing about these special times and why we were doing them and stuff, and explained that once somebody younger had come in, these types of activities we couldn't do for a little while until the younger one had grown up. So my older one absolutely loved that, and she felt, I think it made her feel really special and stuff. I think it was important. She needed that time with us on her own, and get to do stuff before somebody else moved in and changed the whole dynamics of everything really. And also along the way we just kept being open and honest and talking, to try not to put too much pressure on her, but just kept gently ever so often reminding her, you know, what was to come and how our role change would change. So we also let our oldest one be involved in the talks with the social worker, because again we wanted to be open and honest. We didn't want her to feel like she was being pushed aside or left out or was keeping secrets from her, and we let her ask her own questions to the social worker about what was important to her. What was important to her was she wanted to know how big a little sister was going to be. She seemed quite pleased when she found out her little sister was going to be a lot smaller than her. She wanted to know what kind of things her little sister was going to play with and like, what food a new little sister liked eating, things like that really. So she seemed to have got a lot of enjoyment, but I think also asking her own questions, you know, what was important to her, I think that gave her a bit of peace of mind really, about things to come. So then nearer to her little sister moving in, we arranged some more play dates with them both together, just to help with the interaction. On the induction week, me and my husband, we did a lot of that by ourselves, but we tried to make sure we did as much of it around the school run as possible, so our oldest child didn't feel like she was being pushed aside really, and we were going to go off on an adventure with you know, her new younger sibling. But also we had some family support with us there, with helping to take the older one to school and stuff, because there was an early morning start and a late evening, because I was getting to know the younger siblings' routine. So we decided on moving in day, we decided to ask permission for our older sibling to have the day off school, the day before the moving in day, just so we could all four of us could go out as a family unit, have a bit of special time together. They could have an opportunity to bond and stuff, and then the next day, when everybody was excited, that would be the moving in, the transition day. So school was super supportive of that. We've given us some time together, and that worked out really well, because it means our oldest one, she came to the foster carer's house with us. She was there when we picked up the younger one. You know, we went out together, we came back home, we did everything as a family unit, everything together as a family unit. And then all of us went back later, as pre-arranged, back to the foster carer's house to take the younger one back. Our older one came with us. Yeah, and our older one was just super happy being involved and seeing that and seeing how things were at the foster carer's house. Moving in day was fantastic because we got a special toy. We bought a special toy for the older one and said it was a gift from the younger one. So she absolutely loved that. The foster care was really, really super. They were absolutely super with our old one. They didn't make her feel left out or anything. And they actually bought her, they didn't have to, but they decided to buy our older one a gift and say it was from our younger one as well. So our older one really enjoyed that. And on transition moving in day, we said to our older one, right, you know, the younger one might be a bit unhappy, she might be a bit worried, she might be scared, you know, she might understand what's going on. You know, it's your job role to be the big sister and to look after her in the back, you know, play with her, things like that. And on that moving in day, as soon as we stepped foot in the door, the little one's face lit up. She was all for her new big sister, and they just went off hand in hand to the car, and nobody looked back, and we just had a fantastic day. So I think for us, we were really, really lucky because the actual transitioning day, moving in day was super smooth. The girls loved each other from day one. They got on really well. We did have some hiccups, some troubles, anxieties with our older one, but I think that was more because there was a lot of going on, a lot of talking about the younger one, and she hadn't met her, and so she was, I think she was kind of had things in her head. But once she'd met her and saw in reality what things were like, that's all settled down really. So I think to get us through to pairing the older sibling one, I think our top tips would be just to talk, drip feeding, and talk to them about it age appropriately, just a little bit at a time over a period of time. I think that really helped our child, getting them involved in things, with helping to prepare for the younger child, whether it's buying toys, you know, preparing their bedroom, you know, let them get involved. I think that really helped our daughter because she could be involved. If the older siblings at school age, we would definitely advocate being open and honest with the school, let them know what's going on, because it's really difficult sometimes if the older child don't tell you what's going on in their head. Sometimes it's really difficult to know how they're thinking and feeling. And like our daughter, if they tell you like they're happy with everything, but they might actually have some underlying anxieties, it's good to have the school look out for them. And my daughter's school was super with supporting her through that and helping her to educate her about adoption and the family dynamics changing and her role changing and things like that. And they also gave us some ongoing support. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks after the younger one moved in, they re-picked up the support and helped her with the education of things like that. Another top tip I would say, before the younger one moves in, spend some family time together, and do some activities, which are for the older sibling, and do something that the younger sibling can't do. So I think that time is really important because the things will change and there's lots of activities that you won't necessarily be able to take a younger one on, you know, like going to the theme park or going to the cinema, stuff like that. So we did a lot of that, which our older one really enjoyed. So then when the younger one moved in and we didn't do those activities, she didn't necessarily feel she was missing out on anything. Also, I've not mentioned this, but once the younger one had settled in and we'd re-established a routine, me and my husband do make a point of doing something like with me and our older daughter, or him and our older daughter, or just the two of us and older daughter. We would do something quite special, and it's not necessarily going out. Sometimes it's the little things really, like when the younger one's in bed, it's sitting down with her, maybe playing a family board game that she enjoys, or do a family movie night, or just sitting down doing some colouring or something with her. She really enjoys that, and we've made a point of keeping that up after the younger one moved in, and I think that just helped our older one just to readjust and to feel like, yeah, I'm not forgotten, I haven't been brushed aside. They still enjoy spending time with me, they still want to spend time with me. So I think that's really important to keep that up. Also, what's my other top tip? Let me have a look at my notes because I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, like I said, again, it's just the talking really, talk about their role as a new big sister, new big brother, and you know how things are going to change, but obviously talk age appropriate to them. I think that really helped our older one. It really did. And I think with all siblings really, whatever their ages, whatever their age gap, and whatever the ages are when they moved in with you, you know, there are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be jealousy from both sides. You know, they're not going to want to share your attention. They're not going to want to share the toys. You know, one of them's always going to be a bit more, this is my territory, you've came in, and I'm not having that. And I think we had that a few weeks down the line. The older one was getting really upset and angry with the small one, to the point where she would kick her, she would hit her. I think she bit her once as well. Obviously, we was always very quick to tell her off, but you know, split them both up, kind of remove them from the situation. But also, we was also very quick at explaining to her why she can't do those things, and that really helped really. So yeah, it's the talking, it's an ongoing reconfirming that you still love them, you still want them, you know, you've got plenty of love for both of them. We did a lot of hugging things out. I did a lot of hugging with the old one, with the younger one, did a lot of hugging together, one in each arm. And I'm making the point of saying, Mummy's got a lot of love in her heart for both of you. Mummy doesn't love you any less. You know, look how big Mummy's arms are. She can get you both in here, you know, so you don't have to fight for my attention and stuff. I think that did take a long time to get that. That's just, you know, your therapeutic parenting approach type of thing. You keep gently reminding them about it, and consistently as well. And I think that did pay off. That did pay off down the line, because they both of them now know that we both love them. They both know we've got lots of love to give them. They both know they don't have to fight over attention or over love or anything like that. Even now, our older one though, she'll still say, oh, I wish she hadn't moved in. I don't like her. You know, she's taking over. She's taking all your love. But, you know, the way we approach that is by reconfirming that there's plenty of us to go round. But also, you know, I think for in our minds, you know, we've justified that that's normal. You know, that is normal. Whatever the ages of the siblings, you know, if it's a baby, a toddler, whatever the age gaps, you know, one of them siblings are going to feel like that at some point in their lives, or numerous points of their lives. So it's just keep reaffirming, really, that love is still there, really. It's been a while now, but my two absolutely love each other. The second one, the smallest one, just follows the older one around like a shadow and drips off her every word. The older one now has managed to pick up some good skills with how to get the little one to do what she wants without bossing her around. So yeah, they're getting on really well now. But again, they have their ups and downs, but not to the level that it was when they, you know, first moved in and the honeymoon period was over. So I hope this is helpful for anybody who's got an old child and they're looking to adopt or foster to adopt the younger sibling. This is what worked for us, but this was a bit of trial and error really, especially with making sure that we set aside plenty of quality time with the older one and she didn't feel pushed out, she didn't feel lonely, you know, and keep the hugging up and therapeutic parenting approach. Again, that was that developed over time really, with what we were doing. We did questions ourselves quite a lot sometimes, had we made the right decision by having another child, but the answer was always yes. We felt we'd done the right decision, and we now, yes, I'm rambling, but yes, we did make the right decision. The oldest one absolutely loves the little one, and the oldest one has never said she's bored. She's always got a friend, she's always got a playmate there for life. We tell her, you look after your sister, she's going to be your best friend, she's going to be there for you through life, like mummy and daddy will always be there for you. So the oldest one's now got to the point where she's absolutely believes that, and she would defend the smaller one to the hilt really. They've got a really good, strong bond together. It's really lovely seeing them. That, like all siblings, they fight like a cat and dog sometimes, and they're best of friends the other times. So please give me a thumbs up if you like this. Please comment down below and let me know what you thought. Is there anything different that you've done to prepare an older sibling for a younger sibling moving in? Anything that's worked for you or hasn't worked for you? Again, I'm always looking for advice and tips like that, because it is still an ongoing process all the time for us, and we're learning and developing our skills and knowledge all the time as both the girls are getting older and growing up, and they have different problems to try and contend with. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell and follow us. And just thank you so much to everybody who has supported us. It's much appreciated. So that's bye from me now, and look out for some more little videos I've got planned coming up for to support you really, and raise more awareness of UK adoption and UK foster to adopt. Okay, thank you, bye.